I got 6 o'clock, call the meeting to order, over business is pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So the very widely regular session minutes of October the 20th, I need a motion to approve those.
Second.
Vote? Yes.
Yes.
Abstain, you mean? Abstain, sorry, thank you. You're welcome. That force of habit. I move to approve the regular session minutes of November the 17th, 2025.
That's a move.
Second, vote? Yes, abstain. Okay, public comment period, Franklin County, not here. Brookside. Anything Brookside?
I do know.
Huh? Okay. Worthington Hills?
We're in the hills, Harry Trides, it's all set. You got Brooksides, right?
Yes,
Okay, that's in the works. Thank you.
yep. Brookside will be done tomorrow.
Okay.
And I've already signed it, and then I will send it over to the fire inspector tomorrow.
Okay.
Sunday at the.
That was me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so he can sign.
And we have the in Worthington Hills, there's the Christmas party on Hickory Ridge. The Hickory Ridge, I think. Oakview. There's a Christmas party up there on Friday. And
This Friday?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's several, and we'll have an officer or two there and help them with road closure and so forth.
Okay.
They're also doing carriage rides, I believe.
Yeah, I think, but it's private.
Just private.
Yeah, private event.
Yeah.
Uptown Rebella.
I still need to get some documentation to the, I gotta call the tax map office, never mind, that's on me. Nothing reported.
Anything else in our public comment? Zoning's not here, road department.
Lead collection update, this week we reduced operations, we're running, one crew, we dropped 2 of the boxes out of our trucks so we could, fight snow. This weekend will be the last weekend to put out leaves, we'll start our final round Monday, May 8th. We'll send out an e-blast to the residents, letting them know, and then, list of streets we've completed on our website, if that's possible.
Okay. Yes.
Under the project updates, road improvements, the 2-foot edge mill has been completed. Decker's completed all of the driveway aprons. Although I did, reach out to Jason Hall to have him come out and look at the most recent board ones. There's some discoloration with them being blanketed. I'd like to get his eyes on him, have him let us know what he thinks. Lynn Decker's also in the area. They're working on punch list items this week. There's a few mailboxes need to be replaced. Couple of can holes that were missed. They're gonna be doing that this week. And I'll be checking in. It's done.
What was with the mailbox and duct tape?
Miss, yes, there was one, it looked like they broke the handle, maybe backed a piece of equipment in and broke the handle.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a temporary thing today, that they put a little piece of duct tape on the inside. It won't hold.
Yeah.
I'm addressing that with them.
And have you already talked to them about the driveway closure?
I've talked to Jason tonight.
Thank you. Good morning.
Safe routes to school. Strausers. They've completed the main scope of work. There's a section that needs to be finished near the intersection of Burwood and McVeigh, where they hit a gas line early on. And that with the with Columbia Gas. They were good with them filling in the hole. They will, any sidewalk that is poured that they have to remove will be replaced. We talked about stopping the sidewalk short and leveling out the gravel to finish it up, so you didn't have new sidewalk pour out and then put back in. Strasser is discussing ending it or just having it all put in this year. That way they can sign off on that work and then get out of there. They will be back in the spring to do any kind of restoration. There's a few areas.
So Strasser hasn't made a decision about.
I asked AJ today if he said they were discussing it.
Okay, well, time to run it out.
Yeah, they're planning to be in there to finish a portion, if not all of the sidewalk this week. They just haven't let him know how much they would. If they don't complete it, the county then has to sign off on that work.
So it's a debate about who's signing off.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the other gas leaks that we were talking about?
Berwin, they're trying. Columbia Gas was hoping to have that scheduled by the end of the year.
Yeah.
To have that repaired. There's another one on Matt Court. I did see that it was marked this week or last week. I know they were trying to get it scheduled for the end of the year as well.
I know I'm speaking to the choir here. This is what I don't understand. We had these conversations with Columbia Gas. To me, a gas leak is kind of an important thing. And then when they said, in my conversation with them initially, they said, well, if it was around a school, and I said, well, I said it's voice word, and I said, of course it's around the school. Now what do you do about it? And they simply said, well, it's on the schedule.
The leak that was hit during the sidewalk construction, they repaired it. But the patch, they can't.
Not the one that's by Merwood.
Yeah.
The other one I'm talking about.
Maycord, it's the,
Yeah.
the second, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been considered a minor leak, from when I talked to Columbia Gas. Undetectable by the nose, but when we were picking up leaks there in the rain. Wednesday, I believe it was, Tuesday, you could see the gas leaking through the water, the bubbles. It's,
Okay. But there, let me ask you this, have we made Columbia Gas aware in writing?
I can,
Okay, let's you and I talk about it, because here's what I would like to do. Because we're now aware of it, it becomes a liability issue.
they've had multiple reports of all of these leaks,
Yes,
multiple reports.
well, we're gonna make that, we're gonna report it on our behalf, so in case somebody comes back and says, you knew about it, something happened. And you didn't do anything about it, I wanna confirm with them in writing. Okay, I appreciate everything you're doing. I just want to cover ourselves, because if they're not going to take responsibility for it, I don't want later on down the road them to start pointing fingers.
Yeah, and the gentleman that met with me out there on site, he lives in Brookside and he does have a lot of neighbors asking him about these gas leaks.
For sure.
So,
Okay,
Is that what's up with that water leak there almost good?
they're gonna be working on that tomorrow.
When it's down by Circle and Greens.
Yeah, the first guy was notified was Friday of that.
I think that's the first time.
Called it in, they looked at it Friday. Didn't think it needed emergency repairs. I thought they'd be getting to it today, but, I reached out this afternoon and they've got it scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay.
Anything else on the road?
Must be.
Yes.
Dan Cook, 671 Bay. So just to clarify what's left at Norwood and McVeigh, I still need a frame. I still need a pour. I still need to remove a porta-john. And then, as you said, put in whatever remediation of the lawns that they've destroyed. As of now, people are crossing the street just to make sure we're sure about safe routes to school. Crossing the streets to my driveway to then pick up the sidewalk, because the sidewalk to nowhere exists right now. Okay. As far as the springtime remediation, what does that look like? Has the township put together a snow plan for the sidewalks that was talked about at this point, probably more than a year ago? And what additional pieces is Strasser gonna do in order to do the other side of the road? So right now, just to make sure everybody's clear, there is a ramp entrance to a culvert. And the question is, why? Not sure. But is that going to get filled in to make it walkable? Or someone, if potentially they have an ADA issue, going to think that that is a sidewalk and go into a ditch?
I can answer your last question.
Okay.
That's for ADA compliance. And I told people a sidewalk to nowhere does not make any sense. But I don't make those rules. All your congressmen, because they really need to put some common sense into the equation. But if we're doing a project and it has federal funding associated with it, we have to be ADA compliant. Our engineer is the county engineer. That's the one that's telling us that. It is true. Our legal counsel's indicated that they are accurate in that. So I can't not be ADA compliant, unfortunately. And I realize that's into a ditch, which I talked to Ms. Ogden about. Her front yard would be perfect for our ditch filling, open ditch filling program, but she has to make a decision on that. We paid for the labor, but not the material.
Understand the process.
So we will continue to have a conversation with her, but it is a decision, a budgetary decision, family budgetary decision she'll have to make. But she is probably the best candidate that I've seen for filling in a ditch right now. She seems to be satisfied with everything there. We've talked to her now 3 times, but I would rather have that ditch filled in. It would make a ton of sense to do that. So, in fact, I'd like to have all the ditches filled in. That's beside the point. So, as far as all the other items, we're not done with the project. There's gonna be work that still needs to get done at the end of this year, and they're gonna have to come back in the spring. And it's just gonna be a process, unfortunately. So, but hopefully we did hear you the last time, especially about the gas leak and that kind of work. We got to make sure that that's all wrapped up. The decision's made as to whether they're going to pour it or they're going to level it out with gravel and come back in the spring and pour it. So, and as soon as we find out, we can let you know what the plan is that they have decided upon. So. I'm sure I don't think I've answered all your questions, but I'm getting pieces of it. I'm sorry. So.
It's okay. Just, I'll share, and I assume Columbia Gas shared with you, Ryan. When I talked with them, when they came out to check the leaks, the individual technician, he laughed and said, "I've been doing this for 35 years. It looked like he'd been 35 years, in a good way. And when he spoke, he said, we have up to 15 months to repair, as long as it doesn't fall in a 5 to 15% range. Below 5, it won't ignite. Over 15, it won't ignite. But if it gets in an enclosure and gets in the 5 to 15 range, that's when problems happen. So, seemed odd to me at the time, just sharing what they told us.
Seems odd to me too. we're gonna expedite it. Again, I was told a little trick about how we can expedite this. I mean, I wish this was like a cable TV thing or something, because we got friends over at Commerce that help us expedite things in 24 hour. Columbia Gas is just a different animal for some reason. AEP is better than Columbia Gas. So, and I never thought that I'd say that, but they are. So we'll see if we can't expedite that and see if we can't get them out here sooner.
Yeah, I know the one over when he said he was working to have it done by the end of the year.
Yeah. So how about he gets us an early Christmas gift? No, sorry, Mr. Chairman.
No,
Okay, so.
anything else under road?
That's all I have.
Okay, fire and EMS.
No, I have one thing before that's not a report. I forgot to bring up earlier. The fire hydrant on Winston Court, 6520, I think it was struck and knocked out of the ground. Worthington Fire is where they're gonna let their people know and pass on to everybody else, but they're aware we'll get it taken care of.
It's a good.
Yeah, it was 6520 Winston
Make a
Court.
motion to approve these.
That reminds me, I'm sorry. The street sign on Merwood. It's now,
We took it down. We have to replace the post. The post and anchor was broken.
okay, thank you.
I've got a utility oops ticket called in. I'm waiting for it to be marked so we can put a new anchor in the ground.
Yeah. Sorry, when he was talking about fire hydrants.
Oh, no.
It's in the fiscal annual, you do it.
What's that? We have to make a motion to
Yeah.
approve these. Okay. All right, we'll do that under
Fiscal.
fiscal. Yeah. Okay, police. We're gonna move B, C, D, and E of the agenda to, executive session. So you wanna go ahead and do the dispatch?
Yeah, if
agreement?
I could get, we have, the dispatch agreement that starts in 2026 between us and the sheriff's office. It starts January 1, ends on December 31st, 27. The maximum amount is $95,000 is the most they can charge us, which we're not there. We have already budgeted for that. Thanks to Mr. English. When we had our budget meeting last year, we put that line item at our maximum. Calls for service are going to go up from $15.99 per call to $18.76 per call.
What did we spend last year?
That I don't know. I would have to look because it was, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I can look it up.
All right.
But we're not close to our maximum.
So we're just approving the 18.76 per call.
Correct.
With a maximum of $95,000.
The 95 is the same as last contract. The only thing changing is the amount.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Vote, yes.
Yes.
All right, administrator.
Under old business, we had our meeting on the 24th. Ray Bender is working on the changes that were approved by the board for the HRAs. They will be eliminating the Bronson, Healthy Shoe, and HealthWorks going into 2026. So that process has started. They are also working on communications to the employees. The printer copier replacement is in process. I will enter into an agreement with Ohio Business Machines tomorrow. The new machine will run us $105 a month for 60 months. It's a lease. We're not gonna own another one. Our black and white copies are still 8 cents. Color copies are 53 cents. That has stayed consistent for the last several years. So, machine is supposed to arrive tomorrow morning, has to be set up and tested and all that good stuff. Hopefully we can get it in here and get it working Tuesday or Wednesday. The tech from OBS was in here for almost 4 hours working on that copier in there, trying to get it to work. So that one's
Cooked.
close to be gone.
Okay.
So I will be signing off on this lease agreement and working at tomorrow morning. Under new business, I don't know if you guys saw it. I think I sent it all to you. But the OTA Winter Conference and Trade Show is gonna be February 4th through the 6th. If you guys are interested in registering, I emailed this to you. The ability to register is on the website there. So I just want to make that available to you. I don't know.
Do we authorize, I'm not gonna look, sorry. Do we authorize a certain number of people to go to the OTA Winter Conference? Did we ever do
I'd
that?
have to check the minutes, but I don't recall it off the top of my head.
Okay.
I think maybe last year though.
I think in years past, excuse me, I think in years past, we got kind of who would be interested in going, and then we approved
That number?
whatever, you know.
Yeah, I can put that verbiage and then once we
A
know.
lot of people had to look at the agenda to see if they were interested in, you know, anything was interested there to go.
Okay, and then, I have a resolution that needs to be passed by you gentlemen. We got our rate for Brochus, Johnson and Griggs for 2026. They are increasing their hourly rate. It'll be $2.35 an hour for a partner attorney, $2.15 an hour for a senior associate, $1.90 for associates, and $130 an hour for a law clerk, $115 an hour for a paralegal. That being said, we need to determine the amount of money that you want to appropriate for that in 2026.
How much was budgeted?
Yeah, we usually have a line item for them. But I can't remember what it was.
65, 75?
I think it was, oh, it's 60 comes to mind, but
And I was wanting to get a hold of, Becky's out of town today and Michelle was out of town, so I don't have these numbers for you and I apologize.
Can we just make a motion to approve that which has been already budgeted for the 2026 operating budget?
yeah, I think we can at the rates that, on the November 19th
Right.
letter. Yeah, I think we can do that.
Not to exceed that amount, which is already in the operating budget.
I just checked the organizational minutes from this year and it was 75,000. So
Well, there you go, 75.
if you adjust it, we could just adjust it for the organizational minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking with motion.
I move to approve, the new rates for Brochus, Johnson and Griggs for legal services for 2026, not to exceed $75,000.
Second vote? Yes.
Yes.
Ben?
Okay. And that's all I have.
Okay, all right, so a couple of things. First, I'll make a motion to approve payroll disbursements.
Okay.
Vote, yes.
Yes.
And then I move, for a resolution authorizing real estate tax advances of 2025 and collection year 2026. I said vote.
Okay.
Vote,
Yes.
yes. That's the only resolution, right? Vote. Okay. And then, two things that aren't on the agenda that we have to is
Did
the,
you? Yeah, you're right. Never mind, I'm sorry.
yeah, I move to authorize the payment to the city of Worthington for fire service, fire services for $188,317.65.
I'll make that motion.
Second vote,
Yes.
yes. And then I also move or need a motion to approve payment to the city of Arlington for fire services for $59,645.68.
I'll make that motion.
Second vote,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. Anything else? Fine.
What about this Underhill?
That's just a,
Oh, that's FYI after.
Yeah, that's just an FYI for you.
No, I'm gonna, I'll talk to you about it.
Well, I just wanted to put that in your, windshield, so you see what's coming.
Okay. All right, anything else? Before we go to executive session?
No.
Okay, I move to enter into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 11-22 G1 to consider appointment and compensation of public employees by roll call vote.
Mr. Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. English,
Yes,
Mr. Rhodes.
Yes.
all right, I'm gonna use a little bathroom break and then go into executive session, or we are in executive session, and I'll be back.